I ain't been back. That was 10 years ago.
Was there anybody in particular, like outside of your celly, like a mentor or a male role model that kind of like, you know, took you under their wing? I know for me, it was an OG from South Central, this older brother, man, like 20 years my senior, who kind of like, I used to walk the yard and he kind of gave me a sense of self because I never had that male role model. Was there anybody in particular that you would say?
It was a lot of dudes. Like I said, I've been to prison 4 times. So like through that time, it was a lot of good dudes, good instrumental dudes that I met, that I learned a lot of good game, a lot of lifers. Like I done walked the yard with a lot of lifers, like niggas that died in prison, and just like I met a lot of good dudes along the way that just gave me a lot of good advice and told me a lot of shit that stuck with me through the years. And it was just like my dude, like Lil Snaps from Crenshaw Mafia. That was one of the first niggas that like kind of took me under his wing and was kind of like teaching me how the yard work and about politics and, you know, things of that nature. You know.
So when you got out this last time, what was your game plan? I mean, how did you prepare yourself as far as to prevent from going back?
This last time I went, I was more like I told you earlier, I had started, like I was always like into rap and hip hop and music, and we was always like freestyling and joking around with it. But when I had, on my second prison term, I was in Lancaster, and my celly ended up being a dude out the Bay, and he was a rapper, and he used to just write songs all day long. This nigga had a stack of songs like this, and I asked him to teach me how to rap. So he taught me like the format of how to write a verse, like, you know, 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse or whatever and so forth. So once I did that, I just started writing. So by the time I got out, I had a stack of raps like this and songs. So I paroled, that was 06. That was the beginning of 06. I ended up paroling September, did I get 06? I don't know, I can't even think on that. I know I paroled that September. But when I paroled, I just jumped right in the studio. I came home, and it just so happened to be a dude on my block. He had a studio. He had a studio on the block. So I used to always be like freestyling in the hood. So when I came home, I ended up running into him. He like, "You still rapping, Sko?" I'm like, "Yeah, shit." But I'm like, I'm writing now. I'm like, "Nigga, I got a gang of songs I wrote." He like, "Nigga, you know the studio built." So I'm like, damn. So I go in there, I record the first song I recorded. Niggas was on it like, damn, you hard, this nigga hard. He like, man, you gotta do an album, Sko. So I threw myself into the music. That was kind of like I didn't just like, you know, I was still in the streets, but I had something else to focus my attention on other than the streets, like something else to look forward to. Like honestly, like, anybody that's really trying to change their life, you really gotta have something else that you love more than, like, you know what I mean? Something that really could
give you purpose.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And my music gave me a whole different purpose. So, and then like, I started really seeing myself being successful. Like, I really always felt like I was gonna take it and be able to do something, like, you know what I mean? I always, it was like a sixth sense for me. Like, I always felt it. Like I said, like, I'm special. Like, I swear it is, like, I can't even explain it. I just knew that I was different. Like, you know what I mean? And I stayed with it. And I end up going back to the pen. I went back to the pen, but when I came home in 09, for that last time, I just took it serious. I just dived in. I really went full-fledged, like, you know what I mean, rapping in the studio, recording shit, putting out videos. Like, I just really went full-fledged with the rap. But then, like, you know, a lot of like street shit was still going on in the midst of all that. But like, at the same time, like, I could like say that the music really kind of saved me from the streets.
Kind of changed your life?
Yeah, it saved me from the streets, like.
And as far as following the music and getting into like what you're doing now, you know, I know you got a YouTube channel, you're doing your thing, your personality, you know, how has that morphed into, you know, Boskoe100?
It's just, I was always Boskoe100. Like,
Okay.
I came in, I started out Boskoe100, but it was just like, it really, like, it's kind of like, I live my name. Like, Boskoe being 100, Boskoe 100, like if people really like look back at my life or really know my real story, like you can see like, damn, Boskoe is 100, like damn, this nigga 100 nigga, like it just kind of all tied in together, like, and then it's kind of to the point like now I really don't too much focus on music now because like due to social media and the way that took off, I kind of like was able to like fall in and take off with it. So it was like now it's like I came to a point where I'm getting paid just to be me. Like I get paid to be the real me. Like you know what I mean? Like it's no, like I'm not even a comedian per se. I make people laugh all the time. So it's like people like I didn't never consider myself a comedian. People told me I was a comedian. Like you know what I mean? Like, and it was kind of like it just was like I want to say like kind of like divine intervention type shit. Like it was nothing I planned on.
Yeah.
Like I started out as a rapper, but then I end up taking a whole nother path and becoming a whole personality. Like it's
So
like,
open up a whole nother door through the music, just you kind of being on the camera.
yeah, but it like the music kind of like prepared me for this though. Like you know what I mean, in a sense. So it like you know it all tied in, and I kind of just like I don't wish my life would have went different. I won't say that because to say that is no telling where I would be now. Like so, like I'm a firm believer. Like everything I went through, like made me who I am.
Served a
Like,
purpose.
no, I really mean that. Like I mean, I really like believe that in like everything you go. Like if anything would have happened any different, I wouldn't be here. Like it wouldn't be like you know what I mean. So I appreciate my struggle, but it's a few things that I would have changed along the way. Or I ain't gonna say changed. It's a few things I would have did better. You know what I mean?
So looking back, and you know, if you could have a conversation with a young Boskoe, you know, 14, 15, you know, what would that conversation be, man? What do you think?
I swear that like if I could, I swear that I had the same thoughts to myself like all the time, and it's like if I could talk to younger me, like I wouldn't have got no face tats. Don't get your face tatted. Like you know what I mean? I would have like if I could talk to younger me, I definitely like you know what I mean. I definitely wouldn't have told myself not to get my face tatted. I definitely would have like once I came home and after that 18th birthday, I definitely would have did things different. Like I probably would have like you know what I mean. It's just a few things that I would have like I would have steered myself down like a more career path. Like I would have like you know what I mean. I would have like made sure and stressed the importance of having a trade or like having something to really focus on. Like people told it to me, but it was nobody there to really stress it to me. Like you know what I mean? It was like until like I sat in prison, I had the time to stress it to myself. Like you know what I mean?
Do you think exposure to certain things kind of change your perception of what you can and can't accomplish? I know a lot of times, you know, you talk to people and they haven't really seen certain things, but now you've had an opportunity to see different things travel, you know, be in movies and stuff. You know, it's giving you a different perspective of what, you know, somebody who haven't had that might not know, you know, as far as opportunity.
That's why I hear it all the time. Like a lot of people tell me like you get real niggas hope. Like, cause it's like, you know what it like, you hear things, but I think sharing our story, like, it's important because people really get to visually see like it is hope. Like you can't like you hear it all the time, but when you just stuck in the same bullshit around the same people, it don't really seem real. It's not like, but once you really get to like watch somebody's progress, like kind of like the people really like my audience per se or my fan base, they really got to see my growth and really see my struggle. Like it was like they seen me from point A to point B and they really watched the whole like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot of people, I made a lot of people proud and I really gave a lot of people hope. Like I gave myself way more hope than I had for myself. Like, 'cause like I've accomplished more things than I even thought for myself. Like, you know, I knew I was gonna be different, but I didn't know it was gonna be how different. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like I surprised myself too.
Yeah, man. I think it is inspiring to see somebody with your background to take what you've experienced and turn it into a platform. Because I know I watched some of your videos, man, and I'll be dying, man. You had some cats. I remember one video. You said, "Look at this dude. He talking about he a gangster. And he look like you say you call him a little turtle or something. You clown the shit out." I'm like, damn. I was busting up. The homie sent it to me, and we were going back and forth, man. I'm like, it's hella funny, man. But you know, you've taken something, man, and you shown that. Look, man, you ain't gotta be just a dude who's, you know, penitentiary bound for the rest of your life. You can actually take that and monetize it and turn it into something of value, man. And that means a lot to a lot of kids out here who think that they don't have nothing else.
Yeah, no, it is something else. Like, they gotta know it's something else, but a lot of it is their environment. So I think we need more. See, the thing is, we need more community things to really like step. We need more like hands-on things besides, like, because you gonna go outside, the homies gonna always be out there smoking and drinking. So they need somewhere else where it's gonna be somebody else there doing positive things.
That's right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was like honestly, like, if we had like a real youth center to go to and play some video games, or a real, like, you know what I mean? I think we probably would have went there half the time instead of going to hang on the block with the homies to go smoke and drink. We probably would have went up here to go play video games, or went up here to play basketball if it was somewhere, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of parks that's starting to do it now. I know, like, during the summertime, they got programs like summer night lights and things like that, which is cool. Like, but I just think we need more of that. Like, I think if it was more positive things to do, like, in the community, that a lot of people, like, well, not people, children per se, or the younger generation, they'll be steered into a more positive path, honestly.
So if the people want to find, you know, information about what you got going on in Boskoe and what your social media stuff is, man, what is that information?
Definitely, I'm real big on YouTube, man. I'm kind of addicted to YouTube, so International Boskoe100 on YouTube. No underscores.
Okay.
International Boskoe100, all one word. Twitter, Boskoe100. Definitely YouTube, Boskoe100.
Okay.
That's Boskoe100.
Okay.
Definitely YouTube. And other than that, just Google me. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta Google me. I'm everywhere.
So what can we expect from you in the future, man? I know you got a lot of things you're working on, man.
Definitely the movies. Definitely,
Okay.
I definitely want to get bigger into the movies. Like,
Okay.
I got 2 under my belt so far. And
Okay.
like, the time that I had making them, and just the reception that I got from it is kind of like, okay, I got to get bigger into these movies. And then definitely the podcast thing. And just, you know, who knows? Like, sky is not the limit, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? The sky ain't the limit.
So if you could lead the fans out there with, you know, a few words, man, what would you say to those out there who are striving to kind of, you know, get themselves on a positive path and to kind of take their life to the next level?
It's definitely in your hands. Like, you can't, like, don't leave it in nobody else's hands. Like, you got to take your destiny into your own hands, and you got to push forward. Like, don't stop, don't quit. You got to find something that you're interested in, something that you're passionate about, and push towards it. Like, you got to set goals for yourself, set plans, write stuff down. Like, somebody told me a long time, get you a whiteboard and write it. Like, you know what I mean? Things written down become, you know what I mean? Dreams written down become accomplishments. Like, you know what I mean? So you just gotta, like, you gotta want better. It starts for wanting better for yourself. Like, you gotta want something better than, you know what I mean? You gotta look at your situation, and it's like, if you're not happy, you gotta do things to change the situation.
That's right,
Don't
that's
just
right.
sit there and be unhappy in a situation.
And complain.
Change the situation. Change it. Like, you know what I mean? And, you know, other than that, just stay focused. Stay focused. Like, you know what I mean? Take that. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Hey, y'all, there you have it, man. Boskoe100, giving up the real. Links will be in the description, all his social media stuff. And make sure you go to his YouTube, subscribe to his channel, check out his Twitter and his social media. Big Herc 916, getting down with Fresh Out.